Right then.
Hello.
Evening all. For regular viewers, you might be confused because the staircase is gone.
We were so fed up with people telling us what to do on how to decorate it. We've had them taken out, and all we've got now is a rope and a fireman's pole.
No, we've actually just sorted out the front room. We've got a bit of
You're very loud again already.
Am I?
Yes.
We're just sorting out the front room.
That's better.
And we're obviously turn around the wrong way. But whether we'll stay this way, we don't know. And we're trying to make room for a Christmas tree.
Just so as we don't confuse you, we stay the same way because we're like Ant and Dec.
Exactly.
And if we were sat the other way around, you'd think I was Carole.
Anyway.
Well, you wouldn't because I'm not as loud.
Oh dear. So let's have a look. There's lots of people in the chat already that we can see. Some that Sean's already given his apologies, bless him, so that's fine. And Kevin's here, so lovely to see Kevin, one of our moderators who keeps everyone in check. So great to have you here. And it's lovely to have Nick and Tracy, who we met up recently at a Gloucester garden centre. It's so lovely to meet you. Got to meet Nick, but not Tracy. But we're planning next time for having a bit of a pub stop, aren't we? So that'll be great.
Not that sort of thing interests us. You know, we're quite happy having a coffee, aren't we?
You moved it round again.
Yes, I have.
But my head's nearly under the blooming.
But cider's better. Your head's near the end of the what? Under the ceiling?
No, under the.
Well, that's even better than that.
No. Oh, anyway. No, don't. Oh dear, that's it. Okay.
I've had my hair cut now, so I can have it a bit lower.
I know, look at him. Anyway, so Kevin quite rightly says, if you've got a question for us, we're here for the next hour or so answering any cruise travel questions or anything that you want to ask about us. We're happy to answer things within reason. So just check the comments in the chat, and you'll see that this is a great community where everyone's already chatting together, which we love, don't we, Paulie Morgan?
We're almost superfluous.
Superfluous. That's a good word,
I
isn't
know.
it?
I'm not sure what it means.
Oh, superfluous. Like that one. Right then, so questions. So Nick's already asking, what do you most enjoy about cruising? Food, itinerary, entertainment?
Yes.
All of the above.
All of the above. I love trying different foods, and I love trying the same foods, which is why I'm on a diet at the moment. I love great entertainment, and I love going to new places. You can't beat going to new places. I think it just
really important on your list is entertainment, though, isn't it?
And yes, I'm a big.
You're a big live music fan.
I'm a big lover of live music, and that's why our current run of vlog series, it was like a double-edged sword really with Holland America, because it hasn't got the theatre shows. It's got a show in the world stage, which is Holland America's version of a theatre, but they've got a dance troupe, but they don't have in with the entertainment team. There's no
live. That's what you normally say to me.
Yeah, but the trouble is, I'm so not used to speaking on a live because of gabble there. Me after an hour. Me. So so there's no singers in the entertainment team. There's only dancers. So in my humble opinion, Holland America do seriously fall down there, in my opinion. Carole doesn't mind the dancing. I think is a bit sterile. But I have to say,
you didn't on this last one.
With the Rolling Stone Rock Room and BB King's and the Julian Pianos Billboard on board, they've got so much other fantastic stuff going on.
They do.
And that's my favourite bit.
The Rolling Stone
Rock
Rock
Room.
I don't
know how to talk. Rolling.
For those that are new to Holland America, don't think that it's on every ship. What are you doing now?
Sorry, there was something.
He's speaking again.
I can't help it. In the way I
just so you know, if you book a Holland America cruise, they're not on every ship. So when you're looking, they are on the Pinnacle class that we went on. But on the New Amsterdam, which was, I think, the Vista class before it, you only have BB King's and you have the classical area, don't you? And the Julian Pianos. So Holland America are mixing it up with their different classes of ships. So if rock music is really important to you, make sure you pick the right ship. Well, we can advise you on that, and so could Dan, our travel agent, if you choose to use it too.
But it's not, when we say it's rock music, it's not like Ed banging his stuff like
Some of it
from
was.
morning till night. You know, they do lots of classic stuff like Fleetwood Mac, and they do a bit of Aerosmith and that sort of stuff, but it's not heavy. So don't let Carole saying rock music like it's going to be Motorhead all night doing Ace of Spades, because it's not.
No. However, going back to your question, Nick, about food, itinerary, and entertainment, the more that we cruise, the more itinerary driven that we are becoming. So we've been looking at things to do next summer, and it's been really hard to get really excited about going to the Med in Europe, because we've done a lot of the ports, haven't we? We have found one cruise actually, which is going to, well, brand new ports, the whole of it, apart from one, isn't it?
It's going to Newport, did you say?
Not to Newport. Apologies to anyone from Newport, but it's not somewhere that I want to.
I wasn't even aware that the ocean made it all the way to Newport, so that's why I was confused.
Only the River Taff, I think. Yeah. But anyway, so we're very itinerary driven now, aren't we? So with our choices, because we want to go to places we haven't been, because we do enjoy trying something new. So let's see if someone else got a question. There's lots of people here. So Tracy's here right then. Hello, Paul and Carole, and Rose is here. So I hope you're all keeping safe from the storm. Yeah, it's really got cold today, hasn't it? We were out in the garden yesterday, just having a tidy up. And today the rain's come in and the wind's come in, which is a shame, because in Gloucester on the weekend there's the Christmas market, and I'm meeting up with my friends and my sister. So
it is a shame for the Christmas market. It's not a shame because it means I'd like to say it means that Carole won't make me go in the garden, but then I do get intelligent comments like, well, we could put our wellies on and a coat. It's like, yeah, we could do that. Of course you can. Will you crack on, mate? And let me know how you get on when you come back in. I'm staying in the warm. Even though I have been working in my other job today, so I've been doing a bit of motor.
Yeah, you've done a little bit of motor job this week. That's the first, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Anne's here, so lovely to see you, Anne. And also Corinne's here, saying that because of bad weather on Tuesday, my panto rehearsals have been cancelled.
Oh, no, they haven't.
So, it is a shame, isn't it, when it impacts on things like that. So let's have a look. So who's up for the next question then? Oh, Claire's here. Oh, love to see you, Claire. Even though coming at you from Malaga, where Iona is moored until tomorrow morning due to naff weather. Yeah, it's been really unpredictable, hasn't it, in the Med? Oh, that's a shame. Are you missing ports, I guess? Hopefully you'll be able to get moving again. So, that is gutting, isn't it, when you've looked forward to it? What have I just put? No, that's it. And Karen's here. So Karen and Richard are some new of our patrons. For those of you who don't know, we have a Patreon. Quick sell here. If you want to have access to exclusive content, well, I've got a banner, haven't I, Paulie?
Oh, of course she's got.
Of course, I've got a banner.
She's got a banner. I'll talk over the banner. You can join our Patreon from as little as £1 a week.
Exactly.
And even on the toppest of top tiers, it's less than £5 a week.
Yes.
That's English pounds, by the way. So less than £5 English for the top tier a week, and £1 a week for the entry level tier.
Exactly.
But if you get on the top tier, you get a once a month Zoom call with any of the patrons that's on the top tier.
They've just read the thing.
They haven't, have they? No, you put that banner on there, and everyone's going, "Oh my god,
we go.
Here she goes again with her banners."
Talking about that today, we've had great fun on Discord because I put it to the Patreon and said, "Look, we need your help. We need you to design our group cruise T-shirt." And fair play to you guys, you've come up with some fabulous ideas, and I love it. So anyway,
so where we were at is welcoming Karen.
Yes,
who's our newest.
Yes. Patreon. So we look forward to your ideas too. Yeah. And Karen's already chattering away on Discord.
Everybody's
that's lovely.
Jabbering away like a load of parrots, which we love.
So David West, fortunately we missed the worst of it. A couple of fence panels down, but sadly Channel Lines faced the brunt of it. Reports of 12-meter waves in the 14-meter waves in the Bay of Biscay. Oh gosh.
I know Cornwall and all had it bad as well. They had some serious stuff going on. Funny enough, my nephew Alan Green, whether or not that's in the house tonight, we haven't scrolled down yet to find out. But when we went to the Peak District, we went to Lady Bower Reservoir, which is massive, and obviously supplies water to, well, in all fairness, it's
a lot of the country.
So they could even be supplying water to us, even though it's 3-hour drive away. And if you go onto our YouTube channel, there's a little short I put on. and it just pans around Lady Bear Reservoir, and they've got these massive sink holes. It looks like a massive plug hole that you would have in your sink in your kitchen, or whatever you're calling a sink in the kitchen. I don't know. And my nephew sent me a video because somebody videoed it a few days ago, and the plug holes are in full use because that's how high the water is.
Yeah, mad, isn't it?
So I'm glad that they weren't in operation when we were there.
Yeah, but it would have been good to see them.
Fascinating to see it.
Yeah. So Will's here. So it was lovely to see Will. So and Donna's saying that obviously things have been horrendous. And Barbara said she's just back from Iona on an eventful cruise. I think all through the Med, isn't it? Obviously, the cruising connects are currently on Enchanted Princess, and they've had lots of port changes, which is really gutting.
Can I just say, you calling it Bob? Obviously, I knew straight away what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But I think calling it Bob gives it a sort of friendly sort of feel to it. When in all fairness, there's nothing friendly about Bob at the moment.
Well, you call it the Bay of Biscuits.
Bay of Biscuits, yeah.
So David's got a question here. So, hi, David. During time plugging, she'll come across some passengers who are not entirely happy whilst you're filming. To be honest, we try and be very discreet because we are aware that some people do not want me on a camera. And if you watch our videos, you'll notice that we do a lot of sitting on our cabin bed and talking about the day, because we sometimes don't feel it's appropriate to be talking and filming in public areas. So we do. And if we are with people or with a group or with anyone that's in the close vicinity, we all say to them, look, do you mind if we're on film? And you'll know from our Alaska cruise, because we were with the Cruising Canucks who didn't mind at all, and we were with other friends, Mark and Marie, said, don't you put my face on that camera. So we're also always respectful of that.
But it's obviously as well, if we are with friends and family, and it's the uglier friends and family we've got, we say to them, can you go and stand the other side of the camera, because we want to do just a little piece now? And obviously they immediately do that because we don't want.
He's terrible, isn't he?
I'm only kidding.
So Mandy's just saying, myself and Philip just booked another Marella cruise to the Caribbean next December on Voyager. Oh, fabulous. Can anyone tell us if the midship cabins on deck 8 are exposed to the atrium? I don't think they are, because the atrium is very small on Voyager, isn't it? I would have to get a look at the deck plans to verify that, but I'm sure someone in the chat will be able to see that. Oh yeah, Barbara saying she was on Iona when they were search and rescue the UK cargo ship that sunk off Germany. Oh, no. Yeah, very sad, isn't it? Very sad. Andy and Carla's asking, evening everyone. Question: Have you ever bid to upgrade your cabin? If so, have you ever been successful? We bid to upgrade our cabin on Iona in January from an outside of balcony. Do you know we never have we?
No. No, we haven't.
So we'll keep fingers crossed for you guys to see. Let us know how you get on, because we've got to a point now, I think, because we've cruised quite a lot, that we tend to book the cabin that we actually want. Yes. We used to book a lot guarantee, and it wasn't a problem. The only issue we had once was with Virgin, wasn't it, when we booked a guaranteed cabin and we ended up above the nightclub. So we had to go partying every night till 4 o'clock because we couldn't sleep.
Well, we couldn't. We had no choice.
But so we do tend to get a bit picky with our cabin positions now. But certainly, if you want to get in on a cheaper fare, go and guarantee and upgrade it like Andy and Carla are doing is a good shout.
We've had offers with flights where you can bid for an upgrade, and I think Virgin is one of the ones that do that, ironically.
Yeah.
But it's what makes me laugh is they won't just let you bid anything. You can't say, oh, well, I'll pay an extra tenner to go in upper class. They say a suggested bid. And
it's always crazy.
And it's always like 1,500 quid.
That reminds us, we must check our flights for Virgin Atlantic to see if there's any. If you're watching, Dan, can you check?
What, if there's any free upgrades?
Well, not free upgrades, because we remember once there was an upgrade to business class. It wasn't
there was
crazy.
There was
so it's always worth checking, but we can't really afford it at the moment, can we? Because we spent too much. Anyway, Alison's saying, I bid on an upgrade but never got one. Obviously did not bid enough money. Yeah, I guess that's right. So Aninkai said, I've been reading on your website about the Iron room service breakfast, but can't see any bread, toast, tea or coffee. Is this not available with the room service breakfast? Yes, it is. It should be on the list there, Paul. Have you missed toast off the breakfast?
Of course I haven't.
Yeah, toast is always there. We've never had any problems getting toast. Don't check it now.
I'm checking it now because I'm checking it now.
Paulie's been busy. We've just actually posted a an article on our website all about it's a Marella Voyager complete dining guide. So all the food on Marella Voyager, and we're just about to finish one which is a full review of Marella Voyager. So do check if you don't know, we've got a website as well as obviously our YouTube channel with lots and lots of information. So go and check that out. Because Paul, I must say, fair play, he's done a fabulous job. Yeah, he has. Who'd have thought, isn't it? A few years ago, I tried to get him just to write a little bit. Now he's flying, which is brilliant. So everyone's saying about the weather. Yes, Amanda's here. Celebrity Amanda. Hi, everyone. Glad it also not cruising this weather. Pretty lively. And Hex Travel's here and Tina's here. So, and Jill's here. Hi, everyone, new subscriber here. So thank you so much for subscribing. Originally from Sheffield, but live in California now. Taking our first Holland America cruise in 2 weeks. Oh, enjoy. We love Holland America. It's a very traditional cruise experience. It's got no bling or nothing fancy. It just delivers, doesn't it? On food and just having a great experience. We love it.
No, I haven't mentioned toast.
You haven't?
No, but I have mentioned butter. Jam, honey.
Well, it's so good if you haven't got nothing to put it on.
Put it on, just spread it on your hand and lick it. Look half right out.
So thank you for spotting that then, Andy and Carla. That'll be an update for Paul to do. I'll just write you a little note, Pauline.
Yes, thank you.
Update for you.
Just get right to the end, make sure.
Oh.
Bubbles of wine. And what was the tea house you didn't say? I didn't mention tea and coffee.
Anyway, let's go back to the live, Pauline.
Yeah, okay, we know.
So
working on the go here, multitasking, because that's what men are known for.
So Welsh Cruises look forward to the last live. It's not the last live. We will be doing more. 9FF on the stateside discovery on Sunday. What's 9FF mean? Off on the stateside discovery on Sunday.
So 9.
Yes, it's very close to the O button.
Yeah, see that?
Yes. So have a fabulous time. They're stopping doing those, aren't they? Those USA itineraries, which is such a shame because they've been really popular. Yeah, and Jim and Dwayne are saying, with this weather, we're better tucked up at home watching P&C. Exactly that.
I think you are.
Oh, Sandra's up. Good morning, Sandra in Melbourne. So lovely to see you here.
Now, have the clocks changed now?
Not yet.
Oh, no. Is it more convenient for Sandra now or not yet?
I can't remember. You know what we're like with times, but I know it's because we changed. It was when we did our Zoom calls on Sunday. I was thinking, oh my god, I hope we got all the right times. But thankfully, it was brilliant, and we had a fantastic.
Thankfully,
chat.
we spoke to Bob Matter, who's basically he's like Siri when it comes to time.
Yeah.
Or Alexa.
Oh.
We don't ask Alexa or ask Siri. We ask Bob, not the Bay of Biscay. Bob, the travel blogger, and he always tells us what the time's going to be.
Alison's saying you have the kettle for tea and coffee, which you do, but sometimes it's nice to have a pot delivered, isn't it? But not all cruise ships have that, but obviously that one does. So look at everyone here. Howard's here and Catherine's here. Catherine, now, I was thinking, why do I know that name? And when I was reading from our Chewy River cruise...
I think I might know who she is before you say anything. Is she not the godmother of
she
a river?
She is. Correct me if I'm wrong, Catherine, and I apologize if I got the wrong Catherine Hawkins. But Catherine, we've got royalty here. Catherine's the godmother.
If it's the right one.
If it's the right one. I'm sure it is.
We also had the man that designed the Queen Mary on here, but we didn't know until about 3 weeks after.
I know.
We've got our finger on the pulse.
We certainly do.
Even if it's not
so lovely having you here, Catherine.
Even if it's not you, Catherine, just say it is because we won't know.
No. Philippa's here. That's good for you, Philippa. Philippa's normally late. And Magic Bean Shaw's here. So lovely to see you guys, Ian and Andrea. So let's see. We've got another question here from Sue. I'm going to Iona next week and I've booked Chef's Table. Have you done it? And if so, what did you think? Do you know we've never done the Chef's Table? It's something that Paul doesn't fancy because of it's a lot to do with wine pairing.
It's a lot to do with wine pairing. I don't drink wine, and I'm thinking if you're going to pay a lump of money because you on some of the cruises it's like over £100 a person. I don't know what it is on Iona, but you'll be able to tell me, Sue. But I feel. I love the thought of all the food, but I just feel like it's a little bit wasted on me.
Yeah.
Because when we did Silver Fork on Marella Voyager, which you can read my review on the Paul and Carole Travel now. There's no toast on that review either. But they also did a tasting menu, which was more money, and they offered to do, you can have wine whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not really for me. Now, if they did different ciders with it,
cider pairing,
that'd be fabulous.
Oh,
But no, it's not something I'm adverse to doing. And I think if there's a gang of you, I think that'd make it even better. You know, if you had like 8 or 10 of you around the table. But no.
Well, you are, but you're obviously often with people you don't know.
But 8 or 10 people that you know rather than 10 random strangers.
Yeah. But then that's nice to meet people, isn't it? Doing things like that.
Yeah, totally.
It's a great way to meet people. So many people saying hi. So hopefully if we'll say hi back if we get to a question, because we're not going to get everyone in if I keep saying hello to everyone. So
so what time are we at now then? So we're nearly 21 minutes
and
in.
I'm going to go to,
and Carole's just got to 7:01.
But Reese is here. So lovely to see you, Reese. Question due to Paulie. We are going to try cheese sandwich soldiers with tomato soup for lunch on Saturday. Any tips? So if you've been watching our latest vlog, which is all about our day at sea on Collings Dam, we were talking about how I had this fantastic tomato soup. It wasn't Heinz tomato soup in Club Orange, but we were talking about your favourite, and you do love that. Anything you do in particular, Paulie?
No, it's just always have sliced cheese. Not as in sliced cheese, but slice of cheese yourself. Grated cheese is no good because that all falls out. You need thick
cheese.
And you need a strong, mature cheddar. Not some wishy-washy, as my dad says, tastes like bloody soap. So none of that. So you have a nice, mature cheddar or an extra strong cheddar and slice it nice and thick. Don't grate it.
Yes.
Who knew, eh?
Yeah.
Who knew you'd be getting cheese tips? Well, I just thought so.
What? Oh. So let's see. So many people here. Thank you so much for coming to our chats. It really does mean a lot. Teresa's asking, where's our next trip? We're off on Azamara onward on the 30th of November. We're flying out to Fort Lauderdale and cruising the Caribbean for 12 nights. So we're really looking forward to that. Looking forward to some sunshine. So, now Victoria's asking, where haven't you cruised that's on your to-do list? South Pacific, New Zealand, Hawaii, the west coast of the US for me. For you?
No, I got nothing.
You got
Scarily, I would like to do a British Isles cruise that does a lot of the little tiny, like Scottish islands, like Tobermory and Iona and Skye and all that sort of stuff, but it's just trying to get the weather through is the problem. But
well,
I mean, I suppose
it would be good to do that and also do Iceland, because that's another place that we would love to. We've not got there yet. We've done a lot of Norway, but not done Iceland.
But obviously, you know, South Pacific and New Zealand. I mean, it's all right, I suppose. Anyway, my big announcement. We were going to do this and we were going to make it, and then we were going to come on here and we were going to start eating. But then we realised our eating window, because we're on a sort of a semi-fasting diet, is we can't eat after 6 in the evening. So we couldn't even, for the purposes of comedy value, scoff our faces. But this is what we found at the supermarket.
Yeah, we did. But maybe we'll put our window later so we can do that, because I'm dying to try. That's the chocolate, the butterscotch, because I've never tried it before. And it's really low in calories. Actually, it is. It's 102 calories of proportion, which is really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't say how big the portion is. It's only just one spoonful, and you have to use real milk, and we don't even drink real milk normally. So the sacrifices we made to try Angel's
and we bought real milk.
Yeah.
But anyway, we like oat milk, for those that are wondering what do we drink in our coffee. Denise is saying we have just found that we can't take our drone on P&O. No, we're only going to use it on land on the Caribbeans we'll be visiting in January. They're very strict with drone rules. We don't know about them because we don't have a drone.
I'm really surprised that they say that you can't take it, because I wasn't aware that that was on the the prohibited list. Especially if you're not going to use it. I can understand them not wanting to use it, while you're on the ship, but that's quite surprising.
I don't know.
I mean,
each company is different, so do check out the.
I would be speaking to them and saying, look, is there any way we're quite happy to surrender our zone to you, our drone to you, and then when we do get off on an island, could we just have it back because we want to do some video in then and just see what they say? But there
are videos and that out there with lots of drone footage, so there must be a way around it. So so I would look into that.
I think the way around it is some people don't care. They just
No,
do
I
it
don't think there
anyway.
is that.
But you
There's
are
people that have got special licenses
but you are
and
supposed
stuff.
to
There
have,
is a way to do it. So,
and in all fairness, if we bought a
oh,
drone,
he would smash it up.
What I would do is just hit it with a hammer straight away, just to cut out the middleman, because it will crash within about 5. And there's no way I would let. Oh,
I would probably be safer than you.
Oh, please.
Anyway, so Lucy Mum's here. So lovely to see you here. And just a mention Ambassador's Ambition cruise. So yeah, we can't find an itinerary that we can get on Ambition or on Ambassador rather. We've been looking, haven't we?
Yeah,
but
we're not adverse to trying anything really, but it
just hasn't worked out.
We're past the point now where we're going to do something for the sake of doing something. Yes, we do want to try Ambassador, and we will try Ambassador, but it has to be something that fits in with us, both dates, the practicalities of it all, itinerary. And we looked at some shorter Ambassador cruises a while ago, and we were chatting to Dan about it, and it was like ridiculous money.
Yeah.
So I think some of their prices have come down, but they're all a bit too long for us, because you don't want to go on something and after 2 days you think is rubbish, and you've only got 17 more days to go.
Yeah.
But, and it's like, I mean, we even looked at there were some Costa things, and it was just so.
I'd like to try Costa because it gets such a rap, doesn't it? But I'd like to try it.
It was ridiculously cheap. But then we spoke to a few people, and then they say literally, you don't get water with your meals. You have to pay extra. Yeah. You're only allowed to breathe 3 times in each room. So you have to move on to the next room if you want to breathe.
It doesn't come with a lot, but then that's why they're so cheap.
Oh, did you want a bed in your cabin, sir? Oh.
Oh, Andrew's saying Ian's got away for a month to down NCL breakaway. For those you don't, it's Magic of Ian Shaw, so he's back on there. If you ever get a chance to see Ian's show, it's fantastic. He did a private show for us in our cabin, and we're still to this day, we're like, how did he do that?
It was magic.
But I can't believe you got no cruises book, Andrew, because that is unlike you. How did that happen exactly? Victoria's asking favourite port from all your cruises. I do love a bit of the Adriatic. I do love Croatia. I do love Dubrovnik. I love a bit of Greece. There's so many we like, isn't there? There's not one favourite.
I'm just trying to pin one down to what's my favourite.
There isn't. New York was fabulous. Sydney was fabulous.
New York's fabulous.
Yeah.
Sydney was fabulous. Singapore is fabulous.
Yeah, Singapore is amazing.
Singapore takes a beating as well as a
We're so excited. We're off to Asia in February and March, and we can't wait to share that with you. We're just putting all the final details to it, but it's working out to be a trip of plenty of different stuff, isn't it, Paulie? So
whatever that means, a trip of plenty.
Well, it's just
you when you see those television programs and you see Jonathan Ross said it was hailed it a champion. Carole, we're doing
a trip of plenty.
We're doing a trip of plenty.
Just a variety, land, sea.
That's it. It's not a trip of plenty, is it? It's literally 2 things.
It is, but well, hopefully, if it all comes together. Anyway. So
what are you doing then? Some on the water, some on the land.
Karen's asked, how many booked for the group cruise thus far? It hasn't moved, has it? My book's over there. What was it? Was it 170?
It's 90. It's 90 cabins, I believe, and 170 people.
Yeah,
I think. So
and only 500 and something days to go. We were on our Facebook because we've got a Facebook group, which we're not putting lots on at the moment.
I mean, not saying it's in the distance, but we were talking to, because Carole said earlier, we were talking to Patreons about designing some t-shirts.
Yes,
it's that far away. We could get our Patreons to knit some t-shirts, and they'd have enough time to make them.
Oh, we could do that.
So if anybody's good with a crochet needle or a bit of knitting.
So Life in the Park's here, so lovely to see you guys. Good evening, just back from Marella Explore. We loved it, especially friendly crew and fantastic entertainment. Marella crew are just a happy bunch, aren't they? We've always found that. And Jerry's back as well from Marella Explore. Exactly the same crew's had an excellent time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jerry. Good.
We've been looking. You would have seen on our social media. I found a couple of Marella sort of short notice cruises, because they do have some bargains. Marella cruises have gone up in price, there's no doubt about it, but so have other companies, haven't they? However, there is still a bargain to be had, so we're hoping to do that next summer, aren't we? So
this is what
and
we've
they
been
said
hoping.
they even had music from AC/DC, Aerosmith, and even Metallica.
They did some Aerosmith. the band that we saw, they did some Aerosmith because they did Dream On and they did another one. I can't remember what the other one was, but it was fabulous. And I don't remember them doing any Metallica. They possibly could have done some AC/DC.
Yeah, and same on Morella's fab. Kevin's asking, did you get your new car?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. We were chatting on Zoom.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And it's fabulous. I love driving it because it's an automatic. It's a 2.7 V6 diesel automatic Tiptronic Audi A6, and it's 15 years old, but it's one owner from new, and it's done less than 8,000 miles a year. So I'm chuffed to bits with it. But it does mean that I'm gonna have to spoodle the trusty old Skoda Octavia up and sell it on. So
it's been a good car, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been great.
So, do you know anyone on Octavia Skoda? Get in touch with Paul.
Yeah.
Fraser C's here from Valiant Lady. So lovely to see you here. Nick's getting excited because he's on QM2 in 2 weeks. So you'll be right on after the refurb. So do let us know what changes and what... hopefully she's been spruced up. Because when we were on in the summer... where we did our Transatlantic, we had a fantastic time, but she was desperate in need of a bit of TLC, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But that's the next vlog series after this one. So, and we can't wait. The episode out that if you haven't seen is all about the At Sea, which went out Friday tomorrow. Which I'll just put a little.
I got a banner for that.
So here it is. It's whales and duck farts in Juneau. And do you know what? That day...
Do you know what? See what you did there?
We can't get the banner off. Oh.
That's it.
We had that day...
Put the banner back on.
That day was just so much fun. And the Patrons and YouTube members have already got it on early access. And we've had such great comments from them about the fun day. So thanks for that, guys. It was just... So make sure if you're not subscribed to our channel and hit those notifications, make sure you do that, and that will show up in your feed tomorrow at 6 p.m. So, where were we? It's jumped, hasn't it?
No, it's you jabbering.
It has.
You're probably scrolling as you're jabbering.
Ken's here. So lovely to see you, Ken. Lindsay's quite a good knitter. She's currently making Diddy Dax. Oh, is she? Dax is their dog. So she's, that's lovely. Oh. So John's just saying he's doing Transatlantic April and then NCL Epic. Have you done the Transatlantic before? Coming from the States, 7 sea days in a row. Yes, we did it in August. We spent 7 days in New York and we sailed back, and it was absolutely fabulous. The weather was very mixed, wasn't it? It was quite eerie at times because we had a bit of fog, we had sun, we had wind, but Queen Mary 2 just rode the waves.
It did.
Just brilliantly.
Quite a lot of wind, actually, especially in our cabin.
Paulie. Mary Alice Cossington did a 35-day Hawaii Tahiti round trip from San Diego on Collins. Take this cruise if you can. That would be a perfect, because we would hit San Diego where we could go and see Bob and Ollie and our other friends in California, and then we would see Hawaii and Tahiti. That would be awesome.
What do you call it?
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Oh.
Tahiti.
So if you've got any other questions, then please let us know. So let's have a look here. So Andy's saying there's 250 watch, 70 likes. Come on, hit that like button. Yes, please do give us a thumbs up, because it's great to have you do that. Any questions, let us know. Let's see here. So Mooman's 57 says, hi guys, just back from 5 sunny days in London and 12 nights on Island Princess tour in Europe and had a fabulous time. Glad to catch some of the live. Island Princess is definitely a ship that we'd like to go on.
There's a lot of buzz around the Island Princess at the moment.
Well, and the older princess ships, I think, because we've done Sky and we've done Enchanted and we've done Regal, the older ships have just got, they're obviously not so blingy and sparkly, but they seem to have some really good venues,
more character,
and people seem to like them a lot.
So if you go to one above that, now because of all the confusion earlier,
James Bob.
Now, is James's surname Bay of Biscay?
Possibly.
Could be that.
I thought I did. Me and my wife love your videos. Brilliant. So thank you so much.
Thank you, James.
So let's have a look here. So Sue says she's looking forward to Chef's Table. Yeah, sorry we can't give you our opinion on that. Marine Joga cruising here. Sorry we're late. Oh dear. I bet it was windy down in Plymouth.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you've had the brump.
The brump. I bet you've had the brump of it.
The brunt of it. So let us know. Nigel's saying that hi Paul and Carole, we're on Ambassador in July to Iceland. Don't bother with Costa, terrible, never again. Oh, do elaborate, Nigel. Do you know, we've heard so many mixed things about Costa, and I think it's one of those things, if we could get it cheap enough, we would definitely try it.
There was a Costa cruise, and we couldn't do it because it basically was the same time as we were doing another cruise, and it was obviously a last minuter, and it was ridiculous. It was something like about £24 a day each, and I'm thinking, well, that's when you think, well, I'll give it a whirl. But obviously that included nothing at all. You had to take sandwiches, no bed in your room. No, but it included.
Fraser's here. Which ship was it? You've just done a tour, haven't you? And I was aghast because you opened your bedroom door up to do a cabin, and it was a put-up bed. It was a camp bed, wasn't it? And I've forgotten which ship that was. So let us know in the comments. So the Stephen brothers are here, Paulie, and Sweet Natured.
So I was having a drink, but there's one of you've been doing your hair again, haven't you? But it does look lovely.
So Sheena and Dave asked, question, what was the dress code on Princess Cruises? Now, Princess Cruises is very smart casual most of the time, isn't it? And they do have two, did they call it formal nights or just sort of dress to impress nights? So a lot of people on Princess do make the effort, to be fair, don't they? But if you didn't want to, it's not a problem. There's you wouldn't feel totally out of it, would you? So it's pretty relaxed in the day. Anything goes, and in the evening, actually, anything goes, unless it is a dress to impress night. And then most people do make the effort.
I don't know if you're saying you can't walk around in like a gimp suit or something, but with an apple in your mouth.
You could have probably done that for Halloween.
If on a virgin ship, nobody would even look twice at you if you walked around like that. If you were on a lead in a rubber gimp suit with a snooker ball in your mouth, literally nobody.
Well, Fraser's on Virgin at the moment.
Maybe nobody would bat an eyelid.
Maybe I bet that was entertaining on Halloween.
Fraser might be dressed as we speak, watching our life. I don't know.
But I know on Princess ships, Mark and Maria are on Ruby Princess at the moment, going through the Panama Canal. Sadly, they couldn't stop at Panama, or get off at Panama, rather, because of the unrest there. However, they're having a fabulous time, and even they made the effort to dress up, and they just never do. And that's our friends.
Well, they were on for Halloween, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what we're talking about, Halloween, Paulie. So, let's see. Ken goes...
What's the dress code on Princess Cruises? Nothing to do with Halloween.
No, but... I know.
Well,
but
what did you say?
We got on to Halloween.
No, we hadn't.
I had.
Yeah.
So Kenwood Travellers is asking, are you doing this April the 6th, 2024 Caribbean cruise with tips for travellers? No, we're not. No. But we're doing the September the 19th. Gary's group cruise.
Yeah, we're doing the second one, not the first one. Gary wouldn't let us go on the first one. To be honest. He said we could only go on one. I thought I said to Carole, we'll tell him to stick it then, but she didn't. No, we
couldn't do those dates.
We couldn't do those dates. So we're doing the ones in September.
Exactly.
Thoroughly.
We are. We're just planning because the flights to Boston at the moment are pretty good prices. But we're planning to do something pre and post going on Gary's cruise. So we're just putting.
We're trying to get all the ducks in a row, all the jigsaw pieces in place, all those metaphors for trying to get things sorted.
Exactly. So
I said metaphor.
You did. You're coming up with big words today, aren't you?
So I started doing this blog. Like words like toast, that's not in there anymore because toast has been pushed out and metaphor has been pushed in.
So there's not much. There's only a certain amount of space in there.
Yeah, there is. So if you want some jam on your metaphor on an Iona cruise,
he's your man.
I'm your man.
So Jackie P saying, question, hi Paul and Carole, so glad to hear from both that Independence Seas coming back to Southampton. I'm going to book, we'll be going back on it. We'd like to. So when I
was just scratching. I wasn't. I was still scratching. Sorry, I had an itchy arm.
For those that have seen our Facebook posts I put on yesterday, seeing the Independence of the Seas come back to Southampton, we've got so many fond memories of the Independence of the Seas because we cruised on it 4 times when my dad was still alive and with Paul's dad, who's thankfully still alive with us. And we have so many great memories, and it makes me quite emotional thinking about it.
So yes, it's good to see her back, and there's been some chats. We've had some people putting comments on in our Discord and things like that. Now it's a sort of there's 2 trains of thought. One is, why won't Royal Caribbean let us have one of their humdingery, massive, humongous ships? this
an Oasis
an
class.
Oasis class. I don't know how the class or Oasis class.
Yeah.
But obviously, people who are fairly new to cruising, because Independence of the Seas hasn't been here for
a long time,
5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah,
it's almost like a new ship for them.
And it was a great ship.
Oh, it's a great ship. But from our point of view, we've done it four times, possibly 5 times.
But I would like to go on it just for memory's sake and just to see what the differences are.
But if they're going to be charging, because Royal Caribbean is very, very expensive now, if they're going to be charging big kahuna burger money, like top of the shop, like you're going on an Oasis class, it'd be like, no, I don't think so. Because the trouble is as well, Royal Caribbean is about £80 a day for their drinks package.
Yeah.
So lots of add-ons are very, very expensive.
We would just pay as we go.
And we've just read that they're putting their gratuities up to $18 a day. So that'll be $36 a day for the pair of you. And if you've got kiddie winks, they have to pay the gratuities as well. So if you've got 2 little kids, that is going to cost you over $70 a day gratuities. So if you're going a week-long cruise, that's $500 on top.
Are they charging the same kids?
I don't know, but I know they were. So. I know that
they were.
It was all on the occupancy of your cabin in Malaroo.
It is dependent on prices. Paul was just saying. The prices are out on the 8th of November.
So it definitely would.
So, but I would love to because it would just, like I say, such special memories.
And if you do want some pricing, I know a man called Dan the Cruiser who will be able to sort you out.
Yes, but not until the 8th.
Not until the 8th. Well, nobody can tell you before the 8th. Not even Mystic Meg.
So Andy and Christy say half and half Angel Delight. Mix up half the butterscotch, let it set, and then mix up the chocolate and pour over the top.
You're just crazy. That's just off the chain, huh?
Best dessert ever.
That's madness.
That does sound good.
It does sound good, but that's just, I don't know if we, I can't. The trouble is I have to stick to the recipe.
He's terrible.
If I have to stick to the instructions, Carole just does anything. It's like, what are you doing with that,
kitchen,
mate?
I can just, it's like today, I had a bit of stir fry and I thought I'd just chuck some garlic and some chili. I got a little bit of seasoning. I'll just put that in. I'll just do whatever. Paul has to have a recipe, and if he doesn't stick to it, it's a bit like you've got sort of recipe OCD, haven't you?
It just freaks me out.
You can't do it.
It just freaks me out. What are you doing with that, mate? Well, I'm just throwing it in there. Yeah, but you don't put that in until the end. No, I do. I just put it in whenever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually rubbish when she does.
Oh, and Dave's saying, and crumble some flake on the top.
Oh, see, look, we were just saying how low calorie it was. By the time we've had all your suggestions, it'd be about 7,000 calories a spoonful.
Keith's just asking, why do you not drink real milk but eat mature cheddar cheese? I got to a point.
Oh, it's not a
dietary thing.
We're not anti anything.
And I've not got any dairy allergies.
None whatsoever. We will literally eat and drink anything.
No, I won't. You will. I got to a point with real milk that I was finding it quite clacky. I don't know if you know that term, where it was a little bit sort of, and I didn't like the taste of real milk. And then someone said to me, try Alpro soya, not soya. Alpro.
It was, no, he said try soya milk. You tried soya milk.
Yeah, and it was okay. Well, it was okay, but then someone said try the oat milk, not Oatly, not the watery one. It's the Alpro one, and they do a barista one, which froths up as well in coffee, and it's delicious. It's plant based. It's and we've just stuck to it, haven't we? And Paul likes it now too. Yeah. So
And when we were eating cereals, which obviously we're banned from eating them now in the mornings, we used to have the oat milk on that as well. But no, I've got no issues. I had milk in a coffee today.
Paul and Louise are saying it has to be banana Angel Delight. I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, hey, how about this for an idea? Banana Angel Delight, let it sat. Butterscotch Angel Delight, let it sat. Chocolate Angel Delight on the top, and then put a flake in it. Hey, that's all my own idea. That was
next week, and Paul will present it.
That's all my own idea. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Oh, Julie says she just ate the butterscotch Angel Delight. It tasted good. It did in the 1970s. Yes, right. So let's have a look.
I can't remember the 1970s.
So everyone said about chocolate as well. Oh. So, trees of the word. Did you cruise around Britain, Ireland, Scotland? If so, did you like it? We did on Sky Princess when the cruising restarted. We did a seacation, which went up to Greenock, and it went over to Belfast, and we thoroughly enjoyed that. We should have done an excursion in Greenock or gone into Glasgow because there wasn't a lot there. But Belfast, we had a great time. We went to the Titanic Museum, didn't we?
I'd like to go back to Belfast because we went to the Titanic Museum and
I
that
ran out
took
of
up quite a
time.
lot of our time. So we
Yeah.
would like to have gone into Belfast and maybe have a mooch around as well, but we literally didn't have to.
We didn't have
We have
time.
to explain as well for American people because we didn't know this. So if we say we're having a mooch, that means we're just walking around, not really centering on anything at all, just to see what we find.
Yeah.
But apparently, mooching in America means that you're trying to means you're a bit like a beggar or something. You're trying to get something for nothing. So when we say we had a mooch around town, we weren't going there trying to, with the begging bowl. It means we're just having a stroll and seeing what we could say.
I didn't know that. So Nick's just saying, for Paulie Morgan, have you had Rosie or her sister old Rosie? Can you pass me tissue?
Do you know, it's so hard for me not to comment on that with a rude comment. Yes, I have had Rose and owed Rose.
But not at the same time. Oh dear.
It's disgraceful. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you all. Yes, but I don't. It's all right. But it ain't no Thatcher's gold. But yes, I have tried them both, and yeah, they're all right. Yeah. You're not going to make me drink that, are you, Nick, when you come down?
No. John's just saying, I'm retiring from teaching in Christmas. Oh, fair play to you, and thank you for all your hard work, because teaching is, very, very hard job. When is the cheapest time I've booked to book a Mediterranean cruise? Well, now...
The cheapest time... are you saying when's the cheapest time to book it, or when's the cheapest time to go on it? Because the cheapest time to go on it now, and you see the comments in the chat about Bay of Biscay and all that, is definitely sort of
shoulder season.
Yeah, October.
Yeah, or early in the year.
October, November, or earlier in the year, because you're not guaranteed.
From a booking point of view, it seems that a lot of cruise companies now are not doing as many late deals as they used to do, and are putting in more initiatives for people booking early. So, and I know Princess are coming out with some information that all the early bookers will be, the price will not drop.
But
it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
But I think that they're going to regret their decision, because if they say the day the cruise comes out, the cruise is X amount of money and that will not drop, and if it does drop, they have to give everybody back the difference. If they get to like 3 weeks before the cruise and they've still got 500 cabins empty, what are they going to do then? So it'd be interesting to see how it develops. Because I know some cruise lines, if you book it and then it comes down in price, you get the difference. And we had that with Celebrity Beyond. Because Dan had his finger on the pulse. We got some money back, then we got some money back. And then when we paid our balance, because then they said, well, you can't have no more money off because you paid your balance, we then had a load of onboard credit.
This is jumping all around the place, these comments. So apologies if I'm missing any. I'm trying to go back up and down because I thought I got, but now I've just noticed so anyway, let's go here. Oh, Kevin's put the link for your new post, Paulie. So yes, go and do check that out. So let's have a look. Striker McGuire's here. Have you ever experienced a man overboard situation? No, thankfully not. Fraser's asking, first hell coming up, do those ships have decent casinos on board? Yeah, they do. Coningsam did.
They are, especially when you're doing anything out of America, they are bonkers for the casino.
Yeah.
Just mad. What was that one we went on? And we just, was that...
that was Carnival Celebration.
Carnival Celebration. Crazy. It is easily the biggest casino I've seen on a cruise ship. Easily. And you'd walk in there and you just wouldn't find a machine that was available to sit down on.
Yeah.
It was bonkers.
It was. Nick's asking, what was your very first cruise and what ship was it on? Our first cruise together was on Navigator of the Seas, and we went out of Barcelona for 5 nights.
5-dayer. And I was a typical newbie cruiser. I didn't want to cruise for years, and then
7 years it took me to talk him into going on a cruise.
Yeah. And I got on there, and this is out. We didn't even go to the theatre. I didn't even know I had a theatre. We did 5 days on there, but we did lots of stuff.
We knew it's the theatre. We just chose to.
She didn't tell me. She wouldn't let me go. I want to go to the theatre. I said, she said, you're not going
Anyway,
that never happened, obviously.
No.
But no. So yeah, that was the first one, and
we were on there about a day, and do you know what he said? Why haven't we done this before?
Yeah, you should have told me about this cruiser.
Yes. And Karen's saying, please smash that like button. Yes, please do. It's got 260 people watching, and we'd love to have 260 likes by the end of it.
Maybe that's why people are not liking it, because they have smashed their like button and it don't work. Come on, people.
Disney Dave saying there's no toast on Ventura Britannia. Really? That does surprise me.
We've never been on either of those, have we? We've been on Ventura, haven't we? Been on Ventura?
Years ago,
yeah.
I do both. Love your YouTube video. I've not been on a cruise since COVID, but for next April, I can't wait. Good for you.
Lovely.
Ken saying, this is for you, Paulie.
I want to say yes, but I need to know when your next cruise is.
So give us a message on Instagram after, Ken, because he just needs to. You need to tie him down to a date.
I'm seeing my nephew tomorrow, because he's the one that's going to come with me, because he's the only one strong enough to lift it up, and he's going to bring his Land Rover Discovery down to throw it in the back of. So if you can let me know when you're available, and when I speak to him tomorrow, I will pin him down to a date.
Yeah. Sam says 6:15 in Melbourne, so not too unsociable then, really, is it?
Oh, I mean,
that's early, but
I'm up every morning at 6:15, going for a jog, don't I?
We've been to the gym twice this week,
yeah.
And we're going again in the morning. We're getting up and going straight out the door. So we don't get up to about 8, half 8, do we? But
not saying we haven't been to the gym for a long time, but when we tried logging into our gym, we got an email saying we think somebody's stolen your gym membership.
But we've enjoyed it, actually, haven't we? So we're determined to keep it going. Yeah. Sheena and Dave are asking, we're going on a cruise next August to Alaska. I was wondering what you would both recommend in what clothes to take. Layers. One day we would be sweating. If you'll see from our new video coming out on our, and Paul was carrying this big backpack around, and it was really getting on his nerves, because we took sweatshirts and raincoats, and we had everything in this bag because we thought we just don't know. And one minute it can be really, really sunny, and the next minute the temperatures can really plummet. So we took just lots of layers. So
we took 17 layers, 16 of which was in the backpack on my back that I was humping around like a cat.
Oh.
Now Barbara's saying you can't get
so Barbara's saying
so
no
maybe I
toast
was
on
right.
P&O. Croissants, no too bad. Yeah, we knew about the delivery charge.
Yeah, I have to put the delivery charge in.
That's interesting. So that's maybe why you didn't put it in there. But that's correct. That's mad, isn't it? You can't have. Will's asking about Marella. Includes any limits on the number of free pints you can have? It's normally up to 15, isn't it? So I know some of the drinks packs, but I don't know if that applies to Marella.
No, I haven't seen.
I know it applies on Princess.
I think because with Marella, it's not a drinks package.
No, it's all inclusive.
It's an all-inclusive cruise. Whilst where there's no cruise lines out there, apart from Saga. Well, I'm not going to. I've nearly painted myself into a corner now. I know that Saga and Marella are all inclusive cruises as standard, whether you want it or not.
Yeah,
you get all your drinks.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there is a limit on the But what I think there is there's a limit. Look at me getting all aggressive. What I think there is. Don't point. Sorry. I think that after a certain time, it's something like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. If you want to drink after that, you have to pay.
Yes.
But I don't think that there's a limit on the amount of drinks you have. It's just a time constraint.
Jill said she enjoyed watching us on the documentary. That was amazing. If you haven't seen that video yet, go check it out, because that was 2 days of absolute bliss for my birthday. We definitely want to do more train travel, and hopefully we are going to be doing some train travel in March, aren't we?
Oh, we are doing some train travel in March.
So Denise is asking, on your recent Transatlantic, did you sail close to the resting place of Titanic? No, we didn't. No.
There was a lot of I had a man come up to me and he said, I don't want to be on your blog, mind. And I said, okay. But then he continued to talk to me for about 3/4 of an hour, and he told me, and I can't cast any aspersions because this is purely hearsay, that the route they took, they could have gone on a route that had better weather. They could have gone on a route that went over the Titanic, which I was led to believe that's what we were going to do, because sometimes they lay a wreath when you go past it. Or they can do a route which is the most financially efficient for Cunard. And that's the one we did out of the three.
Well,
now,
we did. This was gossip around
this
the
is
ship.
gossip and hearsay and
Yes.
innuendo, so you believe what you want to. But I can tell you that no, we didn't go anywhere near the Titanic. But I know for a fact that they used to do that when they were doing the crossings.
Yeah. So Nick's saying there's no limit on celebrity, but no Thatcher's Gold or decent tonic. And yeah, life bites. They've just come off Marella. They say they charge for drinks after 2 a.m.
Oh, so I was close. I said 1, didn't I? So that was a good effort.
So Hawks Travels are asking if you could take a restaurant, bar, and theatre from all those ships you've been on and put them on one ship, which would you pick? Oh, that's a really good question.
I think the most fabulous theatre I've ever been to is the one on the Celebrity Beyond. That was just like, if we're talking in big and all singing,
LED
all dancing,
screens.
LED screens, two or three risers. The one we were lucky enough to do a backstage tour, and one of the risers, which is basically, you know, like a trapdoor where people come up through or go down into, that's called a riser, I'm led to believe. This one riser was big enough to have a full-size car in there, and it was like a new shape Mini with about 10 dancers all dancing around it. That's how big that one riser was. The screens all around it were just bonkers. It was absolutely...
Yeah, from a modern perspective, blew us away.
It was spectacular. If you want proper old school, you can't go far wrong with a Cunard one, especially the ones that's got the private boxes, which sometimes they let you go in regardless of your status on the ship. They can be free.
Always ask.
So that's
on Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria. Yeah. They've got proper theatre boxes.
Proper boxes. And
you can pay for like packages and have champagne and stuff, but sometimes they do have first come first serve sitting there.
So old school Cunard.
Yes.
New school. Is that even a thing? I don't know. Celebrity Beyond. Best bar.
I'm going to go Celebrity Beyond. The juggling bar. What was it called? The Martini bar.
It's all Celebrity Beyond, isn't it?
Well,
and what's the last one?
Would you say that about that bar?
Oh, it's fabulous.
I like G32 on Queen Mary too.
Well, that's a nightclub, so that's
a nightclub bar.
That's the best nightclub. Easily the best nightclub on all the cruises we've been on is G32 on Queen Mary. Absolutely. Even that you can have that one for free. And
talking about bars, I love any bar that is right at the after the ship and got like a sunset bar, and the sunset bar on Celebrity Beyond
Beyond again is amazing.
But if you think about it, like Azamara Quest just on that back end, and also Marella Voyager, that outside bit where you can just sit and watch the sunset. So any bar that does that to me ticks all the boxes.
Restaurant for me would be, I believe it's called Cook, which is on Saga.
Nepalese restaurant.
Nepalese, it was immense. Absolutely fantastic. Closely followed by Tamarind on
New Amsterdam.
But not so much on the one we just
done. It's funny, isn't it? Because
it's a different layout.
The service wasn't so good on Coningsdam as it was on, but the food was still great.
But we liked the one on New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam.
Yeah, that was fabulous. What else?
Going back to another bar that we thoroughly enjoyed on Celebrity, on Carnival Celebration, they had a Cuban bar and club, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
And that was just, it was only small, but the atmosphere in there was absolutely fabulous.
We could
talk about so many bars.
Jim and Dwayne, we've had lots of fantastic questions tonight, but literally that question, we could spend about 3 hours talking about that. And I don't think it's one of them ones where you say, oh, what's your favourite this? And then I say something, and Carole's like, yeah, but what about so-and-so? And then it'd be, oh, yeah, and I forgot about that. But yeah, there's so many. But I 100% stick with Celebrity Beyond as the best theatre we've been in. For newness.
Yeah. Maureen and Joe are here and saying you've got loads of really accessible cabin tours on your channel. Which line do you think offers the best accessible cabins, accessibility on board?
The best accessible cabin we've been in was on the Iona.
Yeah, P&O on their newest ships are fabulous.
Again, straight in with a double-edged sword. We tried to get my dad on Iona, and it was when it was limited to about 1,000 people.
Yeah, just post-COVID.
And we were told, unfortunately, there's no accessible cabins available. They're all gone. So, okay, my dad said, well, don't worry about it. There'll be plenty more cruises. So we booked, and when we got on, they said, "Oh, we've changed your cabin." Is that okay? So we get to our cabin, and they'd put us in an accessible cabin that they apparently didn't have. So it was the double-edged sword of being like really angry because like my dad could be on this cruise now, but you said you didn't have one available.
Well,
but the cabin itself was.
What was thrown into the mix of that was it was just as we're cruising had restarted, and we're still going through all the testing and all that. And what was happening was there was coach parties coming down, and they were testing people on the coaches. And sadly, on that occasion, they tested people on a coach, and one person tested positive, and they turned the whole coach away, which must be gutting if that was a.
They didn't. Well, that's the best thing as well. That was no bearing on us having that accessible cabin at all.
I think it might have been.
No, I don't think it was because we'd already got there.
Well,
if you remember, we were having our dinner that evening, and then all of a sudden they started calling all these names out, and not casting any aspersions on the testing process.
There was that occasion, Paulie, but there was another one that was actually
they tested people. And before they got the results for the test, they let people on the ship.
Yeah.
So then they started calling out all this list of names. The coaches had all gone. Well, that coach had gone. And they said, right, blah, 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 blah. So they had to go somewhere, ring a number. Oh, yeah, what's going on?
But we were told as well as that.
Yeah, you got to get off, mate. But some of these people had been having dinner in the restaurant.
So they'd already been mixing.
So they'd already been mixing, but they still made them get off.
But as well as that, we'd heard that there was a coach that actually wasn't allowed to get on because of the testing criteria. But
that was fantastic. Anyway. And I have to say, I was bigging up Cunard earlier, and my dad and my sister had an accessible cabin on Cunard, and it was the worst cabin.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the worst accessible cabin; it was the worst cabin. It actually had a hump in the middle of the cabin.
Yeah.
Which was like the biggest trip hazard ever. How we never fell
the other
over it.
Accessible cabins that I'm thinking of that your dad's really liked has been Princess. He's been very happy in the Princess cabins too. Anyway, time's ticking, so let's have a look to see what other.
I'm just so pleased that Carole's let me talk tonight, so that's why I'm getting a bit.
Grant's asking on MSC Virtues in May, first non-Marella cruise. How does MSC compare to Marella? Very, very different. We've done 2 MSC cruises, and we're not huge fans, if we're totally honest, because we find that they get too busy and the service isn't as good as we've experienced on other lines. We found that the entertainment is always quite bizarre and wasn't to our taste. So for us, I think it depends on if you're going on one of the newer ships, then we're hearing very good things about MSC Europa. I don't know. Oh, you're on Virtuosa. So, we're hearing that there's lots of crowds on Virtuosa. So if you want to get to venues to watch certain entertainment or to do certain things, then make sure you get there early because it does sound like it's quite a bum fight.
Yeah, we've seen pictures of the amount of people on there. We went on Virtuosa when there was 1,000 people on there. And there were still venues we couldn't get in because they were too busy. And now they're 6,000 plus. So I wouldn't be the thing about Virtuosa is it's absolutely dirt cheap in comparison to Marella. It's peanuts, but you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, is the old saying, and that is what I would say about the Virtuosa. I'd rather pay more money and go on Marella myself personally. And I seen another thing come up that said who sung Minnie the Moocher, which was have you gone past that?
Yeah, I'm just checking what we've.
And it was Cab Calloway, by the way, in case anybody else has answered it.
Right. Corinne saying Boston hotels are costly. Yeah, any US hotel we've found since we've been traveling back over to that side of the world, which we're loving. Our hotels in Miami were crazy price. Our hotel in Fort Lauderdale was crazy price, and so was New York. So there's no surprise there. But so Disney Dave's just asking, we'll be on Iona end of January next year, going to Madeira, Canaries. Tips on what clothing to pack. Again, layers actually, because are you going from Southampton or are you flying out? I wonder. You'll probably be sailing out if it's Iona, so you'll get some cold weather before you get to the hot. So just take layers because obviously you get to the Canaries and you can have some wonderful weather. So let's see what Tracy's just subscribed. So thank you so much. Sean Sayers here. I haven't seen you for a little while. Just come off the Marella Voyager. We did the exchange lock-in. Love to show. Wish we booked 2 weeks. Yeah, the exchange. If you are going on Voyager, make sure you book it before you get on, because it does get booked up very quickly, doesn't it?
And when we were on there, and I think they're still doing it now, looking at their Instagram, it was Lewis, and Neve.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
I can't think of the other guy's name, but there was people in there, because it's a very, there's about 30 or 40 people allowed in there. And there was people in there and they just didn't know what was going on. They were like quite sort of shocked. It was, what's happening there? They didn't really know, but it was just, I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
I think Jerry's just saying the group in the Squid and Anchor were called the Beats, excellent cover band, but they didn't do any Judas Priest. See, that's we say about MSC Virtuoso, the Squid and Anchor on Marella ships is so popular, isn't it? And to watch anything in there, you have to get there so early. So not all, it's just not MSC that gets really busy.
Yeah, because with Marella, they don't have, like with P&O, everybody who play the house band on P&O are all called the same name, and then I can't remember what that name is. Someone's going to tell me immediately. Can it tell me? But they're always called the so-and-sos, every single ship.
Yeah.
But with Marella, the band is called what they're called.
Yeah.
So we've had it was the Fortunes, wasn't it, on the Voyager? What was the one with Gutis?
I don't know. They were fantastic.
Venus Gutierrez, what were they called?
Oh, that's on the tip of my tongue.
B12.
B12. They have some fantastic bands on
B12 and
Marella.
And when we first went on Marella, before it was Marella and it was Thompson's, and what were they called? They were a 5-piece Filipino band, and they were
superb.
Brilliant, yeah.
I see there's lots of discussion about Costa in the comments there. Karen's just saying she's had friends go on a few Costa cruises and they've said that the food's really good. Yeah, we've heard that, but we've also heard things that's not so good. So let's have a see, because I'm aware that we're over the hour now, but I'm happy to answer other questions if there is any in the comments here.
Jackie
saying, is it true you can remove your gratuities? Can't you? You can go to reception and remove them if you want to.
I find it, I don't want to go down a big rabbit hole about gratuities, but I find it really strange that they'll give you a discount if you prepay your gratuities. So what they want you to do is prepay the service that you haven't had yet that could be rubbish.
We get very frustrated.
So it really annoys me. And if they don't let you remove gratuities, it's not a gratuity. It's a charge. It's a tax.
We prefer when people just here's the price of the cruise. And it's all included.
I'd rather do that. Like when Marella,
it gets so contentious.
P&O's the same. There's no gratuities. It's all incorporated.
Yeah, Marella is brilliant.
And I maintain this. And somebody, I don't know whether anybody's ever answered it for me, but I maintain that this gratuity thing has got to be some sort of tax fiddle, because otherwise, if it was £900 for a cruise, and you've got to pay £100 gratuities, why don't they just say it's £1,000 for the cruise? So there's got to be some sort of tax breaks.
Yeah, I don't know.
For them to put this gratuity on, but it's just getting out of hand now. It's like ridiculous.
Ken's asking, have you booked an Oceania yet? No, not yet. No plans at all. Tina saying banana, then butterscotch, followed by chocolate, then it would be a Neapolitan Angel Delight.
Tina, I'm ahead of my time, aren't I? Neapolitan. Yeah,
and Vicky's saying that we just say on the mooch where I grew up in Dundee for someone on the Scrounge. Plus it's Greenock.
Well, I thought it was Greenock.
So let's have some. Oh, that's a hard question. Inside cabin on New Queen Anne or balcony on Sky Princess?
Well, the problem is we can't answer. That's a rhetorical. Is it a rhetorical question? No, not a rhetorical question. We can't answer that because we haven't been on Queen Anne.
Could. Well, I know that if I had to pick the two, I want to get on Queen Anne. I'm eager. We love Cunard. I want to get on Queen Anne because we've not seen it before. But I would go on Sky Princess tomorrow because it's a beautiful ship, and that's why we chose it for our group cruise. So,
but who knows, Queen Anne? It could be rubbish, so we might not want any cabin on there.
Jackie said she was on the Navigator Seas when it got a hole in the hull due to the stabilizer breaking in the storm. Oh lordy! Nick said they're going to see 14 likes. I hope there's more than that. So people, please give us a thumbs up because that'd be lovely. Looks like we've got someone's just let's have a look.
Ken will travel.
So thank you, Ken, for becoming one of our new YouTube
Yeah.
members. Lovely. Thank you so
Cheers,
much.
Ken. I always said that you're in my top 2 favourite Kens that come on our live, and you've now gone up to number 1. You haven't.
Nick's asking.
I love you too, Ken Goes Cruising.
Who's the boss? I wear the trousers in our house. However, I'm told what pair to wear. It's a joint affair.
No, it's not. I think we all know who wears the trousers in this family.
Grant's asking how many cruises have we done? We've done 49. So Azamar onward is going to be our 50th cruise.
Now, it depends. It'll be my 50th cruise, the next cruise. But are we counting the fact that Carole worked on a cruise ship for over 2 years?
Yes.
And she did a cruise every week. So technically,
I need to count
the next
up.
cruise we go on will be Carole's 152nd.
Is it that many?
Well, if it's 52 a year, that's saying a week's cruise.
I'll have to count it up.
So,
and how many nights I've had at sea.
Yeah.
So and Grant's asking, have you ever done a river cruise? Would you? Yes, we've done 2, and we would definitely do another. We've got lots of information on our website and on our YouTube channel about river cruising. And one video that's very, very popular is what you should expect, because it is very different from ocean. Yeah. But I'm aware that times are ticking, so let's have a scroll down.
Well, I'm so pleased there's still 254 people watching, even though we're
Pulse. That's it.
That's it, Pulse. Yes. I knew somebody get it, but they're all called Pulse. And I gotta be honest. It just goes to show that you sometimes, when we went on Iona the first time, we walked through the lounge and Pulse was practicing whatever formation of Pulse it was at that time. And we walked through there and I looked at Carole and she looked at me and was like, oh my God, how bad are they? And this was in the afternoon, nobody in there, just people milling around the ship. And anyway, we went somewhere else, day 2 or something. Well, we go and watch that Pulse, see what they're like. They were like spectacularally good. So I don't know whether there was a bit of a sound issue or they were having an off day.
And we found on Iona as well in the dome, the acoustics can be a little bit. So you see them in there, you think, oh, but then you see them in the lovely lounge at the back that I've forgotten the name.
Really good.
And they were fabulous. Lots of things about gratuities. Yeah, it is frustrating. So Tracy B saying 145 lights and rising. So thank you very much for that.
We're not going off air until we get to over 2. No, we are.
Jackie's just asking, the suite you've just been in, the best cabin you've had. It was fantastic suite. It was brilliant. But I must say, we stayed in a suite on Saga, and I don't know because it had more rooms to it.
The Saga suite
was fabulous because it had a separate lounge.
Now I don't know how old this ship is, but Carole's going to tell me and tell you. How old was that ship we just went on? The Koningsdam?
Just a few years, not many. I don't know. I
bet
remember.
it's 10 years old though.
Don't know.
But when we went on the Saga one, the first time we did a suite on Saga was when we did a press trip. So obviously the ship was absolutely spanking brand new, and it was the first time it had ever sailed. And there was still some stuff that hadn't been fitted in our suite, like the espresso machine. But it's I know. But I'll stop waffling. The suite on Saga was better than the Neptune suite on Koningsdam. That's my humble opinion.
Yeah, but the suite on Koningsdam, what was so special about it? 1, the bathroom was amazing. 2, the bed was so comfortable. But 3, that aft balcony, that wraparound balcony is the best balcony we've ever had. Yes. So having that position on the ship, because of the suite that we had on the Saga was actually midship. So, and for Alaska, that was such a good choice of ours. But it was Paul's idea to do that, and I'm so glad that we did that.
But you know, when I said earlier, I'm going to say something, and then Carole will say something, and you'll be like, oh, I forgot about that. So the bathroom in the Neptune suite, but how good was the bathroom in the Saga suite?
It was fantastic too.
It was absolutely
what the Saga suite had was a separate toilet as well, and that was really good.
So the more we talk about it, the better the Saga one gets, but not turning my nose up at the Neptune suite.
No,
it was truly amazing.
I think what we got with the Neptune suite, which Paul's just about to finish another post for our website, is actually what perks do you get when you pay suite money? What perks do you actually get? And what we felt with Koningsdam and Holland America is the perks we've got with that suite were fantastic. I was going to say fabulous then, but I said fabulous, fantastic.
With Saga, you do get a couple more perks having a suite, but you get loads of stuff anyway on Saga.
Yeah.
So all you get over and above is you do get a butler, and
Yeah.
he buttles for you. But he'll like book your meals up, and you get more.
Yeah.
Even though you haven't got to pay for any of the restaurants, if you're the higher up you are in the greater cabin,
the more speciality
the
you can
more
do.
choice you have. Whereas if you're in the lowest of the low cabin, which is still one of the best cabins you'll ever go in, incidentally, you can only have one definite speciality, and then you have to go on waiting lists. But you're 9 times out of 10 you'll get in anyway. So so it's what I said. Yeah.
Nick saying, do we have to end this live stream? There are no questions. If you've got more questions, we're happy to stay and ask them for another sort of 5 or 10 minutes. So please do ask away. The other thing I was just about to say about the Neptune suite on Coningstown was the service that we had from the Neptune Lounge, like the concierge and the eating in the Club Orange. That was a huge perk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was absolutely fabulous.
But I think with Saga, because they won't have their ships over 999 passengers.
Yeah.
Everywhere you went, it wasn't
busy,
bonkersly busy anyway. Whereas on a bigger ship, that's when having that Neptune suite really paid dividends, because you've got the Neptune Lounge where you got your 2 concierges based, and they do food throughout the day and drinks and what have you. And then Club Orange, which is breakfast and evening meal, is just the best thing. One of the hardest things now to go on another cruise, it won't be about the suite, it would be not having that dining room where there's 40-50 people and you've got 10 waiters looking after you.
Exactly.
And that's going to be one of the hardest things to go back to after, on the
shows. Are saying, are the cruises more educational than entertainment? Yes. Cunard are very good at educational cruises. They do lots of themed cruises, but they also do a lot of immersive talks. So do Holland America.
Yeah.
So I think those are the two that stick in my head.
Yeah, but Cunard, if you go on the Queen Mary 2, they've got a planetarium and everything as well. So they've got in effect 2 theatres.
Yeah.
So you go to the one, and that's where they have all the educational talks.
Yeah.
And also, while we were on, we had the Strictly's Angela Rippon.
We did.
And she did 3 talks while we were on there, and it's absolutely fascinating.
Fantastic.
But they also have the talks in the planetarium where they have the seats that recline like all the way back, and then they sort of I mean, we heard people talking who were sort of younger than us and quite sort of tech savvy, and they said, oh yeah, but I mean, it was all a bit basic, wasn't it? And it's like, well, yeah, it is, but what you got to remember is, mate, everybody on here is like 70 apart from us. Well, there's a lot of older people.
It's younger people are going on Cunard.
When you go to the planetarium, and it's not graphics like you're watching the latest Marvel film, but I still found it fascinating, and they had talks about. But
something that we want to do, or I particularly want to do, is I want to do some expedition cruises, which will be totally educational. So we are. Well, I'm looking at Paul's like, well, whatever, but that's what I would like to do going forward, is do some expedition cruises.
I would love to do that, but it's bananas.
It is crazy money. So let's have a look to see. Life apart saying about the dome. It's just the acoustics. They just can't get it right, can they?
Every band we saw in there blew. And that's the thing. We went in there, we saw Pulse, and we thought, oh, actually, when we saw them practicing, it was a bit ropey. But when we saw them in the lounge at the back, which again we can't remember the name of, but Ken or Life in the Parks or somebody will tell us. And then we saw them in the dome, and I felt so bad for them. Because it was awful. And after they did about 3 songs, there was lots of sort of techs with their iPads, and they're pressing this and pressing that. And it was just rubbish.
Yeah.
So what they need to do with the Sky Dome is they need to stick to having the aerial shows and all that sort of stuff, which is a great venue for that, but it's not a music venue. Unless they've made leaps and bounds, which obviously Life in the Park saying they haven't with the acoustics, they just need to leave it alone. But apparently on Arvia, that dome opens.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't open on
Arvia's built for warmer climates.
So maybe in there it'd be a good venue.
Jason's just saying, hi both, you want to laugh? We're trying to get to our MSC cruise tomorrow in Palma. It's not docking there because of bad weather. MSC are now flying us to Barcelona to catch the ship. Bit stressful.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh. And the trains still under are hellish because of the weather. Still travelling to King's Cross. Wine will be needed.
Oh, most
Oh,
definitely.
wow. Well, Jason, I hope you get there because that is really stressful. So let us know. So Jackie's just saying, why haven't I seen your Saga vlogs? Exactly. Why haven't you? Go to our YouTube channel. Yeah, and we've got a whole playlist with Saga, and it's got our vlogs from when we were invited to the naming ceremonies, but it's got our vlogs from the Spirit of Adventure when we went to Bruges, didn't we? We did like a Northern Europe cruise. We did a 5-day cruise, so do check them out because it's great. We definitely want to cruise with Saga. We've been looking at it already for next year, haven't we? Because it is just quality. So let's see. Have you been on the ferries in Japan? No. Have you been on a cruise between Japan and South Korea? No.
No.
But hoping to one day. Right, let's have a look. What do you do on a sea day? Pool, spa, gym? Well, our new itinerary is going to be get up, gym. I like to see what the prices of the spa treatments are like. Sometimes I say, yeah, if they've got special offers on, I'll go and have a treatment.
It's so rare.
Paul goes to the bar.
I got called a liar the other day. Basically, a thinly veiled "you're a liar."
Yes.
Because I said that it was $300 for a massage on a cruise, and I got called a liar. So I went back through my posts, and then I double checked, and I'm not a liar.
No.
A lot of cruises you go on, it will cost you for a 90-minute treatment $300 or more. So whoever that was, if you're watching tonight.
Yes. Anyway, look, we've been going way over.
Clubhouse.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, Sue.
Everyone's saying, yeah, Andy and Life of the Parks. Thank you, everyone, for letting us know. Right then, so we're gonna have to go because it's we've gone way over time. What's the matter?
So just that Saga question, and then we'll call it from Millie.
Jason, I'll send an Instagram message when we finally get there. Yeah, do.
Yeah, do.
Let us know you get on.
And Ken, also send me an Instagram message of your availability over the next couple of weeks.
Millie's saying, what class of ships are Saga? They're purpose-built for Saga, aren't they? So I don't know if they're a specific class there. That's a good question.
Yeah, Saga had some older ships. They had the Sapphire and they had something else. And they had 2 brand spanking new ships built, the Spirit of Adventure and the Spirit of Discovery.
Yeah.
They're identical, virtually identical. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but as far as I'm aware, they're virtually identical, but they only carry an absolute maximum of 999 passengers. And if you're old enough, which you got to be over 50 to go on there, I would thoroughly recommend that you try them. Yeah,
and they also, what they do really well is you look at their price and you think, oh, that's a lot, but there's a lot included being picked up from your door, taken to the airport, or taken to the cruise port.
So it's a home pickup.
Yeah.
Travel insurance.
Yeah.
All the restaurants on board, all the drink on board.
Yeah.
There's nothing to pay for anything
unless you want excursions,
apart from the spa treatments or excursions. But your regular cruising stuff, all your food, all your drink, is all included. So yeah, so Jerry's
saying Saga ships are boutique ships. Yes. And sailing for commerce is Saga Spirit of Adventures in Farmers now avoiding the storm. Right, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone that's come to join us on our live. It's been a fun hour and a bit, as always. We'll be back here again next Thursday. We may well have moved around so you can see our staircase, because it's all feeling a bit odd at the moment, isn't it? But there we are. So thanks ever so much for watching. Anything else to add, Paulie?
No, it's been an absolute pleasure, as always.
Yes, it has. So let's just see. I haven't missed anything. Everyone's just saying goodbye. So thanks ever so much then, people. And we will see you next Thursday. We can't keep looking at the comments, but we've got to go. We've taken up all of your time. And we'll be back for more questions next week.
Anybody who got any questions about can I do this, can I do that, speak to Dan.
Yes. And we will speak to you next week.
Yes.
So bye for now. Cheers.